What is blockchain? I'm Cordell Davenport with smallapartmentinvestors.com. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about blockchain. Now, blockchain is a technology, a distributed ledger that's built on a chain of blocks. And what happens is each block consists of data and it's validated on the chain. You may say that doesn't make any sense right now. I know it doesn't. It took a while for me to grasp my head around it. But it allows a network of computers to connect directly to each other without any middlemen. It establishes a distributed or decentralized network of computers to which values can be sent instantly, exchanged instantly, or stored securely. It is not just a database. It's more than a database. Blockchain is the internet of transactions. Well, for myself, I have a website called smallapartmentinvestors.com. And on that website, there's a variety of videos, articles I have about buying, managing, and selling small apartments of 5 to 50 units. And I also have 2 free reports. On the website, you can get one that says 20 essential reasons to own apartments and 23 ways to increase the net operating income. So go on the website, download the information, check it out. Tons and tons of information I have on that website. And I constantly try to pump it up with more information. So as I learn things and as I discover things, that's where I put them out. So check it out, smallapartmentinvestors.com. Now, blockchain is really a new concept to grasp. And as I mentioned before, it's like a shared database, but it's more than that. And to help you understand the concept of blockchain, think of this. Let's imagine a huge vault from a bank. And the vault is filled with rows of unlabeled deposit boxes. However, each deposit box has a glass facade where everyone can visualize the contents, but cannot access it. When a person opens a new deposit box, it receives a key that's unique to that box. Making a copy of the key does not duplicate the contents of the box. And the same way, even though you have the key, the box is not technically yours. You only have the ability to access what's inside of it. The whole safe vault is the blockchain system, operating and showing the activities of people storing and transferring content from one deposit box to another. On the other hand, a crypto wallet is illustrated by each of the deposit box in the vault with content exemplifying the cryptocurrency. So we've heard of cryptocurrency. Bitcoin is the most popular out. But this is fundamentally the concept of cryptocurrencies based on a blockchain. Anyone can see the contents and the transactions of all other addresses. Key thing to think about. Blockchain is a technology, while cryptocurrency is its application. Now, there is a difference between blockchain and cryptocurrency. Imagine yourself in a casino. Now, the process begins with exchanging cash for chips or tokens that can only be used to gamble at the casino. Outside the building, these chips have no legitimate purchasing power. In this example, the casino chips are cryptocurrency coins, and the casino is the blockchain network, providing an ecosystem for players to participate in the exchange and the transactions. Hopefully, that helps you understand a little bit more. Now, as you can see here, this gives you like an example of a blockchain. We have on the left 0, 1, 2, ABC, 0, 10, 20. And then go in the middle, 3, 4, 5, D, E, F, and so forth. So it just keeps adding on to one another. Now, the name blockchain implies a chain of blocks. Data is stored in the blocks, and then the blocks are accumulated and secured as a transaction continues to be done on the network. The chain of blocks is linked to each other, making the history of transactions hard to get lost. Each block is timestamped with details such as time, date, and number of transactions being public. The data is copied to multiple distribution points on the blockchain, and this information is unchangeable and eliminates the chances of digital records being lost. Blockchain creates value of digital assets, and which value is controlled only by the owner without middlemen. And the value can't be censored by the governments. So more on this. Let's go to the next slide. Which industries use blockchain? Let's see. Now, this list is not just what's going on right now because there are new uses coming up all the time. And as it's recording, it's October 15, 2021. So who knows how this thing is going to set off. So strap up. Real estate, human resources, marketing, banking, transportation, insurance, supply chain. All right. So earlier I mentioned about centralized and decentralized. Now, if you look at this picture, you have on the left, you have centralized versus decentralized. So the decentralized aspect of it means that there are independent people that have computers that do the work once a blockchain is established. It's not just one resource, one server, so to speak. It's multiple spread out throughout the whole world. Now, most of the networks that we use today are classified as centralized. They have a central point where all data flows in and out. And a blockchain network is different from traditional because it does not have one single point that stores, controls the flow of transferred information. The information is shared by different devices, known as peers of that network. The tasks and responsibilities of maintaining the network are continuously shared from peer to peer networks. Now, this network of different devices connects to one another through the internet, and those devices are called nodes. So if you look on the right, see decentralized. So imagine each of those bullets or those circles are all independent nodes. Now, all nodes are equally important on the blockchain, and they can have different roles within the blockchain network. Okay. So the architecture, what we have here, store data recorded on the blockchain, store a copy of all data recorded on the blockchain, process transactions by putting them into blocks and adding them to a blockchain, approve blocks and distribute them to the network. All right. More on blocks. Okay. So when it comes to the blocks, we have certain type of data. We have the hash of the block, which is like the crypto stuff. The hash from the previous block. Now, let me go back here. Now, if you look at this visual representation, you can get an idea of what I was referring to. Now, with any new record or transaction that has been generated with the blockchain, a new blockchain is formed. Each record is then confirmed and digitally signed to guarantee its authenticity before a particular block is added to the network. It is verified by the majority of the nodes in the system, and when blockchain transaction completes, it can't be changed. Alterations or even removal of data is practically impossible. So a hash is like a fingerprint. We all know fingerprints are unique. There's only one type of fingerprint, and it's long recorded, consisting of digital letters and numbers, which is hard to figure out, to crack. The block hash is generated by a cryptographic hash algorithm. Basically, the hash helps to identify each block in a blockchain structure. Plus, it allows to detect if any changes in the block have occurred. Now we have public versus private blockchain. So as you can see on the left, public. Anyone can participate. Requires cryptocurrency, high decentralization, low throughput, high energy consumption. So when it says high energy consumption, because it's decentralized and you have thousands of people with their own networks, it takes up a lot of energy to do the process to run the blockchain systems. Tons of energy. And so sometimes they call these things rigs, where they set them up where all they, like, imagine big server rooms, and all they do is just do blockchain work. And just recently, about a month ago, so less than a month ago, China banned anything related to this process of blockchain and cryptocurrency. Now, on the private side, we have participants are pre-selected, no cryptocurrencies required. So private could be like IBM. They have one of theirs, actually. They have a private. And there's multiple ones coming out. So it's not just, no one has a monopoly on this stuff at all. It's continued to evolve. So you can look at that. But in regards to the public, it does not have a central authority controlling or directing its operations, and all users participate in the governance. And hence it is censorship resistant, since anyone can participate in the network of the location. Thus, it is hard to shut it down. Public blockchains have cryptocurrencies to define the value that is used to incentivize users as a reward to keep the network on, to secure its operations, and to approve transactions on it. Transactions on a public blockchain are public and visible to anyone. Private, also known as permission networks, on the other hand, are run by private organizations. The organization, a group or consortium, acts as a means of centralized because it limits the participants based upon the given criteria and defines who connects to and transacts on the network. All right. Now, as I mentioned earlier, there's tons of different things evolving with blockchain. And at this recording, here are the big players, the big dogs right here, these four. Now I'll break down a little bit of them. So Bitcoin. This is digital currency without a central bank or a central administrator that can be sent from user to user on the peer-to-peer Bitcoin network without the need for intermediaries. Transactions are verified by network nodes through cryptography and recorded in a public distributed ledger. The cryptocurrency was invented in 2008 by an unknown person or group of people using the name Satoshi Nakamoto. Now, Bitcoin began its use in 2009, and look where it's at now. I think right now it's about $48,000 is the value of one Bitcoin. Now, it's on an open source software too. And Bitcoins are created as a reward for the process known as mining. And these are the people that actually do the work, that have the computers I told you about. Uses a lot of energy. So they're the ones verifying certain things. And it's like an auction or a draw, a lottery of who gets paid if they were able to complete the process. And now, if you did have a Bitcoin, there's a website at coinbase.com where you can trade it in for actual cash. And there's other places in some countries you can trade it in for gold. So who knows how the stuff is going to set off. Now, this other one, Ethereum, is programmable, which means that the developers can use it to build new kinds of applications. Now, we have decentralized applications. They call them dApps. And these are extremely reliable and trustworthy as they are uploaded to the Ethereum. They will always run as programmed. No single entity or person controls dApps, which are decentralized applications, while the Bitcoin blockchain is used to track ownership of digital currency. Ethereum blockchain focuses on running programming code of any decentralized application. And so instead of mining for Bitcoin, the people who do the work, the miners, they earn Ether, a type of cryptocurrency. And so one of the things that Ethereum does is this thing called smart contracts. And what that means is that you can program the software to do this thing called if-then. So if-then statements. If this happens, then this is going to occur. Then when this happens, then this is going to occur. So it's all types of things that people are doing with smart contracts based upon Ethereum. All right, now we have EOS. And the goal is to build a blockchain dApp platform that can be securely scaled up to thousands of transactions per second, because some of these other programs will take a long time, like Bitcoin, to go through the process. Now, this blockchain is based with the platform that strives to provide a smooth experience for developers, entrepreneurs, and the public. It aims to provide a comprehensive operating system to support decentralized applications as the platform provides services like authentication, cloud storage, and hosting services. Last, we have Hyperledger. Hyperledger Fabric is a permission blockchain infrastructure, providing a modular architecture with rows between the nodes and infrastructure. Talked about smart contracts. It supports the execution of those. Now, it is widely adopted by a lot of people too. And they may interchange Hyperledger with Fabric. And what that does, it provides a base to build a specific blockchain for a specific industry and run applications that are related to specific needs. I know it's kind of technical, but that's kind of like the foundation, who the big players are nowadays. Okay. Digital signature. This is one of the key aspects which guarantees the security of the data that is recorded onto a blockchain. Take a look at this. You can hit pause and just meditate on what's happening here. Now, it is a standard part of blockchain protocols that are utilized to secure transactions and any other information against external hazards. They use cryptography, which means that the information can be shared with anyone through the use of a public key, mainly used for securing transactions and blocks of transactions, transfer of information, contract management, and any other cases where detecting and preventing any external tampering is important. So as I mentioned, just take a look at the flow right here. Now, this little video I made, it's very introductory. It's very introductory. And I'm still learning myself, but I know more than the layman person. So that's why I decided to put this up and share what I have. And I'm going to learn a lot more. I'm learning some other things right now called tokenization and fractionalization, where you can get like real estate. Instead of giving shares, or you can offer tokens for investors. And then people, and so it's all kind of things you can be doing. So more to come. I'm tightening my screws up, trying to get really good at this stuff right here, because from what I hear in these podcasts and YouTube videos I hear, it's like this is the future, big time. Big time. So let's see here. All right, summary. Blockchain transactions are reliable due to the complex cryptographic proof among peers. Any record made on the chain cannot be altered or deleted afterwards. The origin of each and every transaction within a blockchain ledger can be tracked. Each peer of the blockchain system has access to the whole distributed database. Each network member has an address and not a user identity. It is practically impossible to corrupt the system. So that's the summary. So just to recap some other things. Talked about blockchain. It's a sequence of blocks ordered in a specific structure. And because Bitcoin and other cryptographies, not cryptographies, but cryptocurrencies were the first to use blockchain, people think of them as interchangeable. In reality, the different coins are just one application of blockchain technology. This fact should be made into public awareness, especially for businesses across the different industries. Despite the volatile crypto market taking center stage, blockchain could actually be the most powerful technology of our time. A technology that holds such great growth opportunities like blockchain should not be missed. And I'll give one more analogy of how all this stuff works, and I'm going to sign off. Now, I don't know if you use Google Docs and Google Sheets. I use it every day. And if you do, you understand what I'm about to say right now. So let's look at Microsoft Word as an analogy. Now, when working on a document requires a lot of back and forth. A person works on a document and the recipient must wait for the author to send the file back before the recipient can make edits or comments. Comments, notes, and other changes made to the document are only visible to the person working on it or someone sitting nearby watching what's happening. The only way around this is to look over the author's shoulder. But with Google Docs, you and everyone else who the documents have been shared with can access the file and collaborate with whoever is working on it real time. Everyone with access can view it, make comments, suggest changes, and even the revision history is visible to all guests. What's seen and entered cannot be denied by anyone, and one person can't make a change without everyone seeing the change. That, folks, is precisely how blockchain works. Of course, instead of it being a shared document, it can be a shared ledger that all involved parties have access to. Whatever changes within it can be verified by everyone in that network. All right, signing off. Cordell Davenport. Check out the website, smallapartmentinvestors.com. And I hope this was beneficial. Thank you.